It's already ripping.
It's ripping?
Yeah.
Well, may as well rip it all the way. Go. You're gonna learn a little bit of air friction. Look at that. Re-entering the atmosphere. Science, homeschool lesson of the day, parachuting. It's my birthday today, and we're doing.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. We're doing a not a car vlog. We're doing a travel interview vlog. My wife, the #1 camera person of all time, she's holding it right here. Tell me how long you've been encouraging me to do this interview. The gentleman, what the heck is going on? You have to do it. I can't hold the camera to you. Who are we interviewing? You need to prep me on the witness.
We've been going to the Coastal Pasture Farms for how many months? Maybe since January.
That's 5 months.
Maybe 5 months, 6 months. It's an amazing place, and Jake, the farmer, is
A veteran.
And he started this little community farm, I think maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years, and it's taken off. He's having legal problems too. That's why I think you'll be very interested.
I am not a lawyer anymore. I am a lawyer, but I'm not a practicing lawyer. Yes, but I will see what the issues are. I'm curious about Jake's life as a veteran and how he got into farming, and I want to hold a chicken, and I want to see a chicken delivering an egg.
I'm gonna get to use my parachute.
Nice.
I brought a microscope.
I brought a microscope.
Now picture me walking this sand. It was hilarious. I keep watching it over and over again. His feet, he can't take his feet up in the sand. I mean, they're usually down.
Oh yeah, and that was what Drew said, is that the medication causes loss of muscle mass and prone to falls. All right, Mom, I gotta go do a vlog on a farm. I'll call you later.
Is that a what on a farm?
I'm doing a vlog on a farm. It's called Coastal Pastures.
Video.
And I'm interviewing the owner of the farm, who's a veteran, so we're gonna get his story and see. Apparently he's having legal troubles with the municipality of Palm Beach.
Oh, dear. Okay.
All right, I'll call you later.
All right.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture of it. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so we're at the farm now. Let's go through what the farmer's got to say.
These are the chickens.
Where are the chickens?
They're in this pasture.
Oh, and the dogs. Okay, fine. Well, I'll do a little
dogs,
bit of a tour
and that's
here.
his mom, Kim.
And that's his Airstream right there, which is kind of cool. Are we
He
allowed
has two.
filming? Am I allowed filming everywhere here?
I think so. Just
ask.
double ask. I'm gonna be the cameraman today.
And we'll move away from the. Okay, start recording.
Got
and
it.
we'll move away from the generator. Why is there a generator going?
The power went out like 30 minutes ago.
This is Jake. What's your last name?
Engelin.
How do you spell that?
E-N-G-E-L-E-N.
Engelin.
Yeah.
Okay, now we'll move away from the generator. Okay, so hold on. Veteran, what did you do in the military?
I was an infantry machine gunner
I think
in the
it's
Marine
still.
Corps.
Wait, I think it's okay.
Catching tadpoles?
Ethan caught a bunch of
This what you
tadpoles.
fell in the last time? Okay, well
That's disgusting, buddy. I hope you showered after.
it'll be quieter here.
Hotter.
Hey, it'll be hotter. Infantry machine gunner?
Yeah, from 09 to 2013, so kind of like the peak of the Afghan War. I did 2 combat deployments. Each one was 7 months.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
That's on the ground
On the ground clearing operations 2010 and 2012. Yeah.
When do you get back to America? Or like when do you come back and when do you come back and what do you do when you get back?
Try and relax.
Yeah.
Take it all in. You know? Yeah.
How long have you been doing farming for?
Probably 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, we're gonna walk around and what resources are they giving you to get back?
You know? Not much. We had like a 2-hour class to transition out. They say, these are your resources, go figure it out.
You come back to mainland America.
Yeah.
Where do you come back to? Florida?
I was stationed in Hawaii.
Okay, so you come back to America after 4 years, 2 tours.
Yep.
And they give you a 2-hour class and say reintegrate into society.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I mean, better than Vietnam.
I don't know.
Better than most.
2 hours better than Vietnam.
Yeah.
And so what are you doing? What are you doing here? Like, how'd you get started on this place?
I regenerate all the soil at my ex-girlfriend's house in Deerfield Beach. Grew like 42 different varieties of fruiting and I guess vegetables. And then really started reading into soil science. And in order to regenerate soil, you really need animal manure. So then I started reading about animals and you need manure. So then I kind of found like a good economic model I got a finance background, so it seemed to make sense, and then I just quit my finance job and started a farm.
Between 2013 and 2020, what do you do?
I got an undergraduate in math, I got a master's degree in math, and then I went to a hedge fund here in Boca on a trading floor.
Undergraduate, you went to a hedge fund in Boca?
Yeah.
What's that like? I have no idea. I'm
I don't know
picturing
exactly
Wolf
what
of-
you think.
Wolf
You know
of
what I
Wall
mean? Like,
Street.
yeah, dude, it was horrible, crazy long hours, and just really rich people.
That's a lot of eggs.
What movie was it with Matthew McConaughey where he says you got to pump up those numbers?
That's
Wolf of Wall Street. Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't exactly like that, right? That was like the '90s Wall Street. It wasn't like that. I mean, this was a pretty low-key hedge fund in Boca, but they managed like 6.5 billion.
6.5 billion.
Yeah, so
Okay,
there's
that's
30
a
of
lot.
us on the trading floor, and then I don't know, fluorescent lights and things like that. I grew up on an old dairy farm.
Worst work environment imaginable.
Ever. The worst. The worst. There is nothing worse in my eyes. Like, I work I work just as hard here, but the work is rewarding. I gotta fix the fence. They keep running out and escaping to Wawa.
See, one of the fun things is picking a dog. No, they get down to what?
Oh, they go to Wawa just to hang out.
Oh, I'm stuck. And
So does Dave.
I go to the 4 points. They got bait down there. Do they get ticks on them ever?
No ticks. There's too many chickens. There's barely any mosquitoes here, right? Like, we're in the middle of Florida summer. There's like 0 flies and chicken manure everywhere.
Chickens are Rogan always talks about how chickens are the best animals to have
Yeah, they're
on
the
Earth. They
best.
pick up pests, they
Yep.
kill rodents,
Yeah.
and then they give you breakfast. You got video of the eggs?
I got a little bit,
Just
yeah.
eggs.
Yeah, they provide food, renewable sources. And
Our
they
eggs
eat
this
all-
morning are farm eggs.
Regenerative farming. I once had on Joel Salatin.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing, and we talked about it. I unfortunately, I think I knew enough to ask enough questions at the time, but it was a good interview. But people don't understand, if you don't have regenerative farming, what happens? You use the topsoil for all of its resources, and then it's no longer good after a few years.
Yeah, listen, I'm no Joel Salatin, but my understanding of soil, right, is you really want a healthy topsoil with an entire ecosystem in the soil, and you want to keep it an ecosystem. If you don't keep it an ecosystem and all of that life dies, then you don't retain water, and this is how you get flooding and runoff and things like this. And for a farm, you really want healthy soil, healthy grass, healthy grass, healthy animals.
What are you producing here by way of farm product?
Chicken for eggs, bees. We have a small flock of sheep. Will be lamb, and then chicken for meat as well. This was an old sandy lot, so the way you build soil naturally, I mean, I can pay for all kinds of, regenerative inoculants and all sorts of stuff. Hey, you want to put that down?
Oh, there.
Give me the chicken.
So she's been playing in the dirt. Yeah. So the way you want some kind of decomposition. Optimal decomposition is a 1:30 ratio between nitrogen and carbon. So the carbon obviously comes from the wood chips. I partnered with a bunch of local landscape companies. Instead of them paying to dump it at the dump, they just dump it here for free.
Okay.
And then obviously chicken manure very high in nitrogen.
Chicken manure is high in
Yep.
nitrogen. Okay.
So if I left them here for too long, you would start getting something called anaerobic decomposition, and it would really smell like a compost bin.
Okay.
So they tell you to rotate the compost bin,
Yeah.
right, when it starts to smell. This is to get oxygen, right? And you should add they tell you to add leafy material, like carbon, right? And then you get something from anaerobic to aerobic decomposition, right? Like you aerate it, you get aerobic decomposition. So essentially what we're doing here is just doing it with chicken. So you see the chicken scratching over there?
Yep.
That's introducing oxygen. So they're scratching all their own manure. That's why you
That's totally cool. So in addition, this scratching looking for
Bugs.
like
bugs and
ticks and bugs
fungi
whatever.
and all sorts of
So
stuff.
they
Yep.
scratch naturally to look for their own food,
Yes.
but in so doing also aerate the soil.
Yes. So then all I need to do is add water. So I'll take these guys off. Like this was all probably 70% grown. I let them roam here for about another, something like 45 days, and they kind of ate all the vegetation. But what I'll do now is marry these two coops, go to the northern lot because there's tons of grass. You want them to have access to grass, right? The pasture is the elixir. And I'll let this rest for like 2 months. And now we're coming into rainy season, so this entire thing should almost fully regenerate.
Amazing.
Yeah. For free.
I'm gonna go play with the chicken in a second.
With chicken manure and wood chips, right?
And then these chickens, so they lay eggs. Do you harvest these chickens for meat?
No, they'll lay for about 3 years. Their most productive laying period is the first year. So what I'll do is turn them into dog food
Dog food
every year.
for those dogs.
Yeah, for any, your dog.
Cut their heads off
No, we practice a halal or a kosher kill. So you nick the carotid artery.
and then swing them by the feet.
No, you put them upside down in something called a kill cone.
Okay.
It's like a weighted blanket for
Okay.
a chicken. They kind of relax in there. If you hold a chicken upside down, it totally calms down.
I've been reading so much about weighted blankets
Yeah,
recently.
so this is like a weighted blanket for the bird, right? So we put him in something similar to this, a stainless steel kill cone. And then we'll take a really sharp knife and just nick the carotid artery. In my opinion, it's the most humane way to do
Okay.
it.
You have to find it with your finger?
I just know where it's at,
Okay.
but you don't want to cut the windpipe because then they'll suck air and panic. So you really just want them to feel like a paper cut on their neck,
And then they just bleed
bleed
out.
out. 12 seconds later, their little eyes flutter. You'll get some autonomic nervous system response, which is normal for most animals. Yeah, but their windpipe is kind of directly under their beak here. You can actually feel it.
Yeah.
That's the windpipe, right? Then off to the side is the carotid artery. So we'll make an incision here and make an incision here.
And then 12 seconds.
12 seconds later, scald or defeather and evisceration, and then, yeah.
You were 19 when you went to Afghanistan.
Yeah, 19. I think some guys are 17, some guys are 18.
Can't, I mean, I say it's the old cliche, you can't drink alcohol, but you can go and
Yeah.
perform lethal.
Yeah.
When you're in Afghanistan, do soldiers drink or do?
No, we get drug tested out there.
And now I got to ask, it's a totally tangential question. We've all seen the footage of U.S. soldiers guarding poppy fields in Afghanistan.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that's legit, straight up, like that actually happened.
Yeah, I got a quick story about that. So my second deployment, I had my own squad. Something like 14 guys. We were doing a clearing operation on the other side of the Helmand, not in our AO. So
Why
what
was it
happened
called
there?
Helmand? Is that?
It's just the name of it.
Okay.
Yeah. We were outside of our AO. We got clearance to do a clearing operation on the other side. I took my guys over there. We were doing all like the hearts and minds stuff. Hearts and minds. Yeah, we yoked up these guys, 2 farmers. Ironically.
Yoked up means what?
Oh, sorry. I detained them.
Okay.
Yeah. And then over the radio, I said I have 2 detainees, tons of Taliban propaganda in the middle of poppy fields. Poppy is illegal in Afghanistan at the time. If you're growing poppy out there, you're working with the Taliban. It's not maybe, it's a fact. And they said, don't use the word detainee over the radio. And then they said, don't use detainee over the radio. Give the coordinates to the local ANA or AMP, which they told us.
ANA and AMP as well.
Sorry, Afghan National Army, Afghan National Police.
Okay.
They said give it to one of those 2, and they can take care of it. Yeah, and then afterwards we did a debrief with our battalion commander, and I said, what are we all doing here? I can't take detainees, so you can't use them for intel purposes. Like, so essentially I just guarded a poppy field,
Yeah.
right? And then after that, I think they took my squad away from me, and then I had to do this kind of like BS detail standing watch for this big base. So they removed me from my platoon just for asking a question.
In retrospect, how do you feel about your service? I mean, it's a loaded question.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
feel
no, I
like
can
you
answer
served,
it.
or do you feel like you were used?
Oh, I guess it's like a 50-50, but really the whole idea of like going to war for the country in America was like completely lost out there, right? It was just like between me and my boys, like we were getting home that day. You know what I mean? Like that was at least my only purpose. Like I'm gonna get me and my boys out of here to sleep tonight. And that was it. I could care less about
Put
the
in-
mission or the bigger picture or anything like that. That's the only way I could like really rationalize it. Because if not, you like lose your mind and then you just realize you're just like some kind of cog in a machine.
All right.
I understand at some deeper level of my mind, but I just choose to ignore that, you know?
No, it's like things that can't be undone that you've done. Is there any good to admitting it, or is it better to push it back and
Sure.
plug on?
I think I just ignore it and then, yeah, I don't know, I was a young kid and then you're just talked into something and then you do that something and then you rationalize it in whatever way you can.
Did you get in? I noticed a scar on your arm. Did you get?
Oh no, that was from a bike accident.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. After Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to the tattoos in a bit. We'll let
Yeah,
let the
we'll do
phone
it.
cool
We'll do it.
down.
We'll do it.
If someone doesn't know why they should eat farm eggs, why is it more nutrient dense if you're eating from a
I'm just gonna
this
back.
kind
I'm
of
gonna back out of this
pasture
one.
raised?
Oh, sure, yeah. So this is a mobile coop behind us. This gets moved every day, so these birds never sit in their own fecal matter. The UV filter that is the sun obviously bakes all of their kills all of the bacteria, right? Like you use a UV filter for your water and things like that in order to kill bacteria. So we have a massive one. Kind of utilize that to kill the bacteria in the manure of yesterday's fertilizer mechanism. That layer of fertilizer, and then they'll scratch all that in, like we mentioned earlier. So you get you get a bird that's never sitting in their own fecal matter, so you can reduce vaccine and medication. I don't use any on the farm. And essentially you just get a healthier egg. And like I said, the pasture really is the elixir. So there's a bunch of green material, enough green material for them to eat around here. That pasture is even better. The northern pasture is the best.
Oh, that's
the chicken door. There's a real door for you. I think we could have told him that he had to crawl through here. He would have done it.
There's some eggs. This is. How are you doing, good boy? I love this noise. This is.
And notice no smell.
No, it smells cleaner than our house.
Yeah. This allows us to disperse manure evenly, and you get all open air and then sunshine.
Chickens have always reminded me of my grandmother.
Oh my
My grandmother had a wattle under her neck, and your grandmother for that matter. Oh, it's so
Grandmothers
soft.
everywhere.
And it's warm. Okay, give it this, guys. I'm gonna get in here and get some.
Oh, it's nice and cool in here too.
Really should.
No, there's two in there.
Yeah.
There's an egg. Is it possible to see the egg coming out of their buttholes?
Yeah, you're just gonna have to stand in here for a while.
Mayor, block off the next,
The correct
block
answer
off the
was
next
no.
hour of my agenda. What is he doing, by the way? If he's gonna fall back in there, he's gonna be very unhappy. Chapter 2, legal problems. Marion has been telling me that do we call it the municipality or the district?
Yes.
What is it called?
Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach County has been giving you problems.
Oh yeah.
How many? And seriously, what problems are they giving you?
Oh, animal control has been here 4 times, saying I don't have feed, water, or shade for any animals. As you can see, feed, water, and shade.
Animal control.
I didn't stage this right. Like
Animal control
all the
We
time. Like
we
I
showed
want-
up on a whim.
It's like adverse for me to abuse these animals, right? Like I actually have tried to do the opposite, get them like really clean pasture, green material, move them every day, and obviously give them food, shade, and water.
Animal control comes in and says your chickens don't have running water, shade.
Yep.
Even though they're all.
There's a lot of shade.
And so do they write you up with citations?
No, they just come and check, and then it's like a little bit of a running joke with us. They're like, somebody doesn't like you. know? It's like they show up, and I'm like, oh, you're here again.
How long has it been?
Let's
It's
waste,
been going
let's
on
waste
since
an
day
hour of
one?
my life that I'll never get back.
No,
Since day one.
You've been here for a year and a half.
Yep.
And then how long into it did somebody come and show up?
Oh, like 3 months? If you're bona fide agriculture, which we had a big battle with taxes, the first year you're supposed to get it in by January 1st. I only had 150 chickens down here and some up there, and it wasn't exactly on January 1st. I think it was January 7th. So then they didn't give the landowner the tax advantage for the first year, and then code enforcement can come in and say, hey, since you're not bona fide agriculture, all of this stuff you're doing is illegal. Everything. The trailers, and then they wrote us like 60 grand worth of fines, and then
They in fact did this to you.
yes, and then, well, the landowner got $60,000 worth of fines, and then we worked it out with them, and then I think we had 12 violations, and then leading up to the first magistrate hearing, those went away, like disappeared somehow.
What were the initial 12
Oh,
violations?
like I couldn't have piles of wood chips. I can't have any of these trailers, which under Florida right to farm, you can have a 2,000 square foot farm store without a permit. I choose to have a trailer, and they're like, you can't have a trailer anywhere in Palm Beach County. You can't park them. So what about, I'm not going to drop names, but my neighbor, 2 of my neighbors that have horses, this guy, my direct neighbor across the street, across Lorena, every farm down 441. So the code enforcement came, gave us something like 12 violations. They disappeared before the first magistrate hearing. During that magistrate hearing, they gave us like 6 more violations. Those disappeared. Now I think we're going on to a 3rd magistrate
disappeared as
hearing.
in they ultimately dropped them.
Yeah, and then now we have a litany of more. And some of them are the original 12. It's like it never ends. It never ends. Like they want to bleed you dry.
Is it a money-losing venture to begin with?
In Palm Beach County?
Yeah.
It's almost impossible. And it's not just me. I mean, I have a friend that has a dairy farm here in Palm Beach County. Same thing. Just nonstop.
Because it's
like,
amazing.
They say they want clean food. They say they want to fix the environment. They say they want all of these things. But then when it comes down to it, they make it almost impossible, right? Like, in order to process chickens, we just moved something. The state says they want some kind of septic permitting, and then the county was like, well, wait a second. Chicken blood is some kind of toxic material that you need some kind of off-site waste tank, and it just never ends, right? So we're in an email chain with 4 different departments, and everyone's giving us different answers, and we have no idea how to move forward. So you have a business, you have the demand. The demand for this stuff is sick, right? Like, if I do 50 chickens a week, I could do 5,000 chickens a week. I mean, I had a guy come to me and says he wants 500 a week. That's 10x tomorrow if I could do it. I have restaurants approaching me, right? But the litany of regulation, and nobody communicates. I mean, it's so convoluted. I can't even begin to describe it.
It's like an administrative body after administrative body that operate independently or don't coordinate. It is.
So you just do it and say fuck you, right? And then eat the fines if they come, and then try and battle your way out of that. And it's like, what exactly am I doing here? Raising vaccine, medication-free chickens and restoring the earth. And we're gonna try and stop that.
Yeah, they've been doing it throughout multiple states across the country. And it's, I don't know if you know what's going on in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It's I didn't know. It's funny. Like I spend a lot of time. We spend a lot of time talking about the Amish farmers in Pennsylvania, and have no idea that similar things are going on
all over the place.
Down the road.
Down the road.
Almost impossible.
Have you ever heard from DeSantis or anybody higher up in the state?
No, I'm just a chicken farmer, man. You got connections.
I don't know.
I
can tag him.
Yeah. GL homes can get permitting and pollute all of the canals around them in 48 hours, right? They bring in all sorts of toxic concrete and everything. I mean, when you're pouring that concrete, mixing that concrete, right? All that plume of concrete is toxic, right? I mean, it's poisoning everything. The water that we drink, right? So all of the water that seeps through this farm into the aquifer that we drink from.
You make me nervous. I've been eating a couple of fish out of the canal.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, I don't know where we go from here, right? Like, you can vote with your dollar, but it's really the people in power that are stopping all of this, and they don't even come to ask. Like, nobody ever even entered the property, like code enforcement or the county department of ag. Which, funny enough, when I called code enforcement the first time, they told me to talk to county department of ag. County department of ag told me to talk to zoning and planning. Zoning and planning told me to talk to the county department of ag. So
a multi-headed.
You just get passed around, and look, I only had a 3-year lease, so either I set up or I don't. And I don't have time to wait for like these people that. I mean, the government sucks. It's not like an efficient thing. And I'm not trying to bitch here. It's just
like the government sucks. That's going on a T-shirt.
Yeah. It's like the government sucks farm chickens. You know.
Yeah. This big one here is what we refer to as the cock of the walk.
Yeah. So he's got 315 girlfriends.
As you can tell.
The goose are just here for aerial predators, and I named them Smith and Wesson.
Yeah.
Aerial predators, Smith and Wesson.
I haven't seen the goose yet.
Look at that. Look at those legs. Well, let's go find the goose.
Yeah.
And water.
And water.
Look at this.
July 1st will be official lease to be moving birds over next week. You guys want to go inside?
In here? Yes. Do we want to go inside and hold them? Yes, we do. Oh my goodness.
So these are like 3-day-old baby chicks.
What happened to the old ones?
They went out on pasture.
You're gonna kill them?
My goodness.
those the ones
No,
that
they're gonna
they
live
kill?
their life on pasture for the next 5
These are
weeks.
3 days old. They smell like a little puppy.
That's their feathers starting to grow in.
I found this poor beyond.
So
Hold on.
That's their little wing.
No way!
So the feathers
Get
are
that
coming.
Oh my good. Look at. Oh my. I'm gonna put this back.
So the two ways nature cleanses itself, one is with the sun and one is with decomposition.
This is the most soothing sound on the planet.
Yeah, so this is the brooder. Little water nipples. These are like industry standards. You see them drinking out of there.
Oh, it's water?
Yep.
You built this now second chicken coop.
Last night, yeah. I mean, it's still not finished. I got to put up some chicken wires, some chicken doors. Just like the other one, I'll completely finish it. Nest boxes need to go in there. They're laying by the fire pit over there.
Because I'm a nosy bastard. I just want appreciate each piece of wood. It probably costs $50. Each 2x4.
Those are 1x8s, but I think they're
I know nothing about
they're like $9 a piece.
So the hard cost.
Close though. Close.
2x4. That's some good. That's some good pine. That's
More or
white oak
less.
over there.
Yeah. It's pine. You're right on that.
I know nothing. It's like thousands of dollars to build this thing. The chickens are now going to lay eggs that you're going to sell over the next couple of months.
Yeah, the good thing about chickens is it's good for cash flowing business, right? Because they come every day. So like old farmers talk about chicken and egg money, or sorry, chicken and egg, milk and egg money.
Yeah.
Right. So it comes every day. So eggs are pretty good for cash flow. You don't make as much on eggs as you do meat, but it's very good for cash flow. So at least you don't run dry.
And it's endless. They poop them out daily.
That's
Every
it.
day, nice, beautiful, delicious.
This is the egg factory.
And eggs are in fashion again.
Yeah, eggs are good.
Yeah, it turns out egg yolks aren't bad for you.
Yeah. I'm old enough to
Cholesterol.
remember they said egg yolks. Well, I used to take the egg yolks out of my eggs, and because that was
Egg
healthy.
whites.
Egg whites. Sorry,
You
egg
have an
whites.
egg white omelet. I still see it
Because
on
the cholesterol, egg whites.
the local restaurant. Have a healthy omelet. Take out. I'm like, no, the choline is in the egg yolks.
Well, it's beautiful.
So I always was taught that if it's a dark yellow, it means it's a better egg yolk, but
Just the
doesn't
pigment of the
necessarily.
food that they eat.
Just the pigment. So they could
Yeah.
be eating something totally artificial that's yellow.
Yeah, so I get juice pulp from different juiceries around the area, organic juice pulp, and if it has like say heavy beets, you get a lot darker orange
Okay.
yolk. Yeah.
Oh,
the
that's the
apiary.
honey.
Apiary, yeah.
Oh, let's go. I have a morbid fear of bumblebees and honey. Or not honey.
And honey?
Bees. I'm gonna get stung.
I see the bees. I'm not that worried.
No, can you see there? See Goosebumps from good music and from bumblebees. This is gonna be like a fear factor.
So what they'll do is every time we move a hive, so the beekeeper and I, mostly the beekeeper, not me much lately, but usually I'll go with her and we'll remove native colonies, so we don't ship in any bees. We only take Florida native bees.
Okay.
So if you had bees in your yard and you didn't want to spray a bunch of chemicals because you got kids and a dog and whatever else, we'd call up my beekeeper, we would come, we would try and find the queen, cut out all the comb, put those in frames, put those in a box.
And then the worker bees would follow the queen.
Yeah, you take the queen, as the sun goes down, all the worker bees come back, all the forager bees come back, and then she'll release a pheromone and they'll all go in that box. We'll button that up, drive them over here, and then they'll take an orientation flight. So the next morning they'll come out and do figure eights.
This is straight out of the bee movie.
Yeah. So you learned this in the bee movie?
Something
Yeah,
similar enough.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they'll take an orientation flight to like get their new surroundings, and then they can go 5 miles and come back and find their way home. Super smart, very fascinating. If you're afraid of bees, don't go, but you can get right up close to them. They're not going to sting you. Unless I start swatting them and messing with them, you're going to be all right.
Calling them names.
Don't step on anything here.
Yeah.
Mara, get in here nice and close.
So they're very hot right now, so they're hanging out outside. And what a lot of bees will do is they'll go to my pond where the fountain is, get water, bring it back, and kind of spray that water everywhere, and they self-regulate their temperature. Yeah.
What's amazing is when there's so many together, they look soft and fluffy.
You meant the entrance to this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Should I slip the camera into the beehive? I'm joking, I won't do that. Amazing.
Yeah, we don't spray any chemicals. Beekeeping is something called varroa mite. They'll eat all the bee larvae and they'll decimate a colony. So we don't spray for varroa mites at all. If they get varroa mites and die, they get varroa mites and die. We don't want the genetics in the area. It's not a good business play, but it's a long-term health play. We just refuse to spray any chemicals.
You sell the honey?
Yep.
Here, on site?
Yep.
Yeah, we use it every morning.
I knew that. I'm just asking for the internet. Last question. I have to.
Yeah.
Can we get in close and I can see the tattoos?
Yeah, sure.
Man, get in here. Okay.
When I got in the Marine Corps, it says America doesn't have friends, it has interest.
America
You know, it's like
doesn't have friends.
the old Uncle Sam pointing at you, we want you, but he has a
Is this after you got out or
six-shooter.
during?
This was all during, yeah. That's Shakespeare Mask of War,
What does it say here on your wrist?
United States of America.
And then this one?
This says call me hero. So this is my dad was a crazy guy, real father. He died an alcoholic, died in prison in Spain. Anyway,
that might be a whole.
No, it's all right.
subset.
Yeah.
Died in a prison in Spain.
Crazy story, crazy. Well, we can get into it. But anyway, it's his signature, and he used to take me to the bar when I was a kid, me and my sister, like pick up chicks. He would say, "Don't call me dad, call me hero," you know? So he's a crazy guy, but it was a good story. My little brother, my youngest little brother, 16, wanted a tattoo of, and he was like, think about a quote, and I was like, I got a stupid one, but I'm already tattooed, so he's fucked now. One
Did
tattoo.
he also get it?
Yeah.
When did your dad die?
His mom hates me. She doesn't. We're good friends.
When did your dad? How long ago did your dad die?
2015.
2015.
My stepdad
in a
died.
prison in Spain.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. He was on the run from the FBI for a while.
Why? This is gonna be a little bit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
kid
yeah.
forever.
No,
Like,
it's okay.
why?
Yeah,
Why?
Him and my uncle started a pharmacy in 2006 where you could like get prescriptions online. This was like as the internet was getting going, and I guess the doctor was illegally prescribing hard drugs. So you could like go on there with a headache, get drugs, and then he did it across state lines, and then that flagged some stuff. The FBI was after him, and then they left to Spain because there's no extraditing laws, and then laundered a bunch of money there. And then Spain did some kind of,
I
swap.
thought Spain did have that. Well, maybe it's newer. I thought
maybe it's newer.
Yeah, because
Back then they didn't have it.
McAfee was in jail in Spain where they were going to bring him over here.
Yeah.
And I'll ask the totally indiscreet.
No,
Did
it's
he
okay.
die in prison, or did
Yeah, he died in prison.
Was he killed or?
No, he was an alcoholic, so he died of organ failure.
Let's have that wet. What lasting impact does that leave?
Oh, I mean, between him and my stepdad, I think they did all right. You know, I got 2 good halves and 2 shitty halves, and one taught me to be empathetic and kind to strangers, and the other one taught me work ethic. It is what it, I don't know. You don't know
Take
any
what you
different,
can.
right? Like,
That's
it's just like your life is your life, and you're like, all right, fuck it. Like, here I am. Now I farm chicken.
Let's go get some beet juice.
It all
right.
adds up.
Okay,
I
amazing,
appreciate it, man.
amazing.
Thank you. It was awesome.
This is Refresh Organic Fuji Apple Cucumber Pomegranate Beet Lemon Aloe Vera. It says keep off the rock. Sorry, I'm joking. You can come. I know the owner.
Oh, we haven't tried that juice
That's
before.
delicious. You want to taste?
Yeah.
Try
Do you
that.
want to get one? Usually he gets the blue juice.
Yeah, I mean that's
would
obviously
like that.
obviously delicious.
You would like that? I hate it.
Amazing.
You can smell the earth.
And just to end this video properly, we're gonna push a kid into the pond. Oh my gosh!
Okay, hair flip.
We're ready to go.
So this is dog fennel.
Dog fennel.
Yeah. So if you smell that, it smells a little bit like a sweet dill.
Can I eat it?
Why
Flavors
you
of the
shouldn't
plant.
eat dog fennel?
Shouldn't?
Then don't eat it. You'll be alright.
Man, am I gonna die? I didn't swallow any of it.